Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
And welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie. And today, Alex and I are excited to talk to you about, a follow-up to our Reading Roulette episode. We're going to discuss one of the series that we decided to finish and give you our overall thoughts since we were only able to tell you about the beginning of those stories. And then we're doing somewhat of a free-for-all about some of the things that have us excited in the webcomic world, maybe some things coming out soon, some things we've recently read, and just go from there. So, Alex, what did you continue reading from the Reading Roulette?
Okay, so the first thing that I continued reading was I Thought I Tamed the Villain. This is, as a reminder, on Tappy Toon. There are 43 episodes out right now, and this one is about Iris and Theo, and Iris is living in a novel. She realizes that she's in a novel and that Theo is the main villain, the serial killer, and she wants to try and change his fate and her fate and the fate of everyone to make him not a serial killer. So, where we left off, Theo and Iris were not talking because Theo was upset that Iris said that they were going to have to be separated someday. So they end up making up, and Theo says in order to stay with Iris forever, they have to get married. So he is absolutely in love with her, and she is not about it. And she's kind of oblivious. She's a little annoying. I love her, but she's kind of annoying.
Is she like an airhead?
A little bit. Like, she says stupid things and doesn't realize it until later.
It's like me after we've recorded entire episodes.
Yeah. Like, at one point, Theo says, "How do you think of me?" And she says, "You're kind of like a feral cat." And he gets upset about this. He's like, "Oh, so you don't even think of me as a person?" She's like, "No, that's not what I meant." So
she just puts her foot in her mouth.
She just puts her foot in her mouth a lot, but it's fun.
Yeah.
So they just keep going along, and she tells him politely, "No, I don't think we should get married. We should just, keep hanging out and be friends. And, we may have to separate someday, but it's okay because we'll always be able to find each other."
Yeah.
And so then you can see in Theo's inner monologue, he is saying that he needs to slowly win Iris's heart without giving away his true feelings. He's kind of saying, I came on too strong. I asked her to marry me. I should have built up to that. I'm just going to slow it down a little bit.
Very much my husband situation.
A little
but
bit.
Some would call it calling their shots.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what? It worked out.
It did. Here we are.
We'll see if it works out, though. So then we meet some priests. So they live in the orphanage. It's New Year's Day. They're having a prayer, a group prayer for a New Year's Day celebration. And all these priests come in, and Iris makes eye contact with one of the priests and immediately passes out. So she wakes up. She's in the hospital. Theo has slept next to her, on a couch next to her for the entire time, refused to leave her side. It's been days, and he just won't leave. He said he wouldn't even sleep until he knew that she was okay. So she finally wakes up, and he's there, and then she's comforted, but also a little bit still thinking okay, I've maybe gone a little bit too far, and I don't want him to be in love with me. I just don't want him to kill everyone.
That's fair.
It's fair. We keep meeting this priest. The priest comes back to Iris. His name is Prey.
Oh.
Priest Prey.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad we got creative there.
Yeah. Priest Prey Reese. His last name is Reese. So I thought,
think I'd go by Priest Reese.
Yeah, so...
Or maybe just priest.
Priest. When I was first reading this, I thought that they were saying, his name was Reese, but they say Prey at the beginning of all of their names until they just started calling him Prey. And then I realized that it was his name.
Yeah. Kind of sounds like a command.
Yeah. I mean,
Prey, Reese.
He really had no choice on who he was going to be.
Yeah, I was kind of decided for him.
So Iris asks Prey to help her study for an academy exam that she wants to take with Theo so that they can both go to the academy.
Yeah.
And he agrees to do this, but he agrees to tutor her. And Theo is not about it. He does not want to do this at all. So at first he tells Iris, no, we're not going to do this. We're just going to study by ourselves. And then Iris has the great idea of she's going to study with the priest and then tell Theo everything that she's learned, kind of in a trickle-down learning experience.
Yeah, like he'll learn from her.
Yeah, but Theo finds out that this is what she's going to do, and he says, I don't want you alone with him. So then he decides to go to the study sessions as well.
So her plan kind of works no matter what.
Yeah, and you can see there's just an incredible amount of tension between the priest and Theo. They're just like staring each other down.
Does the priest like her like that?
It's unclear. They make it seem like it. Like, they're 15, he's 18. It's a little sketchy. You find out.
Just a little.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's sketchy.
It sounds exactly like I Thought My Time Was Up on Webtoon.
Yeah.
Because it's also like an evil prince and like somebody, a man of the cloth, if you will.
Yeah.
He turns out to be like way higher up than he says that he is. Like, he says he's a priest, but realistically, like, he's next in line to be like the pope of these lands. And it is a love triangle. So it just sounds very similar to one that I already love.
Yeah. It sounds similar, and they kind of make it seem like it is. For a while, I was unsure of where this was going because it is made clear throughout this story that he came there to look for her. He specifically came for Iris. But you find out that she is a living goddess. So she has been reincarnated from the living goddess. So he tells her through this study session about this story about goddess Lilia, who was reborn as a human in order to defeat the demons and help the people.
And she's supposedly descendant of...
No, she is the goddess.
Oh,
reborn.
She's the reincarnation.
Yeah, she's
okay.
The reincarnated
But she doesn't know this.
goddess. But she doesn't know this. She looks exactly like the goddess, though. So
she's just like, wow, uncanny.
Uncanny. So she is kind of thinking about this, though, because he also tells her that on the day that the goddess is reincarnated, a demon is also born, and they are bound to be close together. And everyone already thinks that Theo's a demon because of his red eyes and his black hair. And so this is just kind of more proof that people are thinking he's a demon because of this. And the priest takes Iris to town to pick out gifts to buy everyone at the orphanage gifts. So she's, you know, looking around, whatever. They decide to go with a bunch of books. So he buys a bunch of books to have sent to the orphanage. And she goes back, and then everyone at this point is thinking, because the priest looks like Iris too. Like, they both have blonde hair and bright blue eyes. And so everyone thinks that the priest is there because he's her long-lost older brother, and he's come to take her away from the orphanage.
Okay.
So that's what people think is going on. And she is like, I don't know if that's true or not, but it would be fun to have family. Like, maybe he is my family. Yeah. And we can just be friends and it's fine. And then she has to think like, okay, but I don't want to leave Theo because I really can't. Like, I need to watch out for him. I need to be his protector. And I need to make sure that he doesn't kill people.
Yeah.
So then we meet another character. Her name is Grace, and she wants to be Theo's friend. So she just comes up to them, and she is like new at the orphanage. And she goes up to Iris and Theo and says, I want to talk to Theo. Iris, will you please leave? And Iris is like, okay. So she leaves, and Grace and Theo start talking. Theo just kind of storms off and says, I don't want to be your friend. Like, this is over. And Iris gets a little upset about this, kind of forces Theo to go make up to her and say, like, you should try and be making friends with her. So he goes, they make up, and they kind of all become friends. And then somehow we get into this really fun, awkward situation where the priest and Iris and Theo and Grace all go into town to have dinner. And it is the most awkward train ride and dinner you will ever see. They're just like, no one is talking, like everyone's saying random things, but no one is talking to each other. They're all just kind of talking out in the open and then no one responds.
Oh, good. You know how conversation works?
Yeah, and Iris is just like, what is going on? Why did I do this? How did this happen? And so it's just kind of a disaster, and she's ready to move on from this situation. So it's a very uncomfortable experience.
For everybody involved.
And Iris is wishing that she did not invite everyone on this trip. She does a lot of that where she makes a decision and then thinks, oh my gosh, why did I make this decision?
Us too, Iris.
So they go back and the priest is trying to get Iris to leave with him again. Mm-hmm. And she says that she won't leave. She won't leave Theo behind and she's just not going to go with him. But she asks him why he wants her to go. Mm-hmm. And you see in his mind a flashback of when he was younger, and you find out that he is destined to bring the living goddess to the temple. So that's why he was looking for her. So even though it seemed a little weird, it's not.
Okay.
So
I'll believe you.
Yeah. I still don't like him, but we'll get there. And so he leaves. He says, I can't tell you. And he just leaves. Then we see Iris and Theo talking, and Theo tells Iris that when they were doing their study sessions at the beginning, when the priest came, that the priest told Iris that Theo was a demon and that he should not be around Iris and he should just leave her alone. And that no matter what he did, he knows he's a demon.
The priest told that to Iris or to Theo?
To Theo.
Okay.
Yeah. And Theo never said anything to Iris about this. And so she didn't know that the priest was saying this about Theo to him.
Yeah.
And so she's kind of heartbroken by this. And she's like, man, I made Theo interact with him even though he was mean. Yeah. And he did it for me, all that. And so then Theo is talking to Iris and he's like, what if I am a demon?
No.
So he's like kind of having some inner turmoil of just thinking like, if everyone thinks that it must be true. So then we time hop 4 years later. They're 18. They're about to graduate from the orphanage. They're getting ready to take this academy exam. So they've been studying for the last 4 years. And Evelyn, she's the friend from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. I haven't talked about her in a while, but she was the one who fell in the lake in like the original beginning of the story.
Yeah.
And so she is still really good friends with Iris. She's not around a lot in the story, but she like makes an appearance every now and then.
Yeah.
Mostly to talk some gossip. She loves the tea.
Love that.
Yeah. And she's got some for Iris. She thinks that Grace is a demon worshiper.
Well, that is definitely some tea.
Yeah. So then Grace has really upped her game as well. At first, you'll remember she came in and she was like, I want to talk to Theo. Please leave. Mm-hmm. Now she just comes in and like takes Theo all the time.
Oh, okay.
And Iris has encouraged Theo to be friends with her. He still doesn't want to be, but he's trying because Iris wants him to.
Okay.
And so then you see that Iris is talking to Grace, and Grace asks her, how did you tame Theo and how did you become his master? And she's saying, I'm not his master, I'm his friend,
Yeah.
And so then we realize Iris is trying to get more information on Grace, and so she goes around and she's talking to other kids at the orphanage, and come to find out, no one knows Grace. Except for a few people.
They're like, who's that?
Yeah, they're like, I don't know who you're talking about. There's no one named Grace here.
Weird.
You'll love to hear that.
Yeah, definitely not creepy.
So she's freaked out. And
they go, there's a mouse in this house.
There's a mouse in this house. So she is just kind of thinking about this. Iris and Theo are starting to get tutored again to prepare for that entrance exam.
Yeah.
And the orphanage nurse is the one who's tutoring them now. So she's giving them practice exams. And, Iris the whole time has been like, all right, I've got this. This is great. We're both going to get in. And Theo the whole time has been like, okay, if one of us doesn't get in, like, what are you going to do? Because I want to stay with you. And so they take this first practice exam, and Theo and Iris turn in their papers, and Iris notices that Theo's answers are like much longer than hers. She's like, oh, that's weird. So the nurse grades the papers, and Iris did not do well.
Oh, no.
And Theo did. So they kind of go on from this, and they are getting ready to go to take the exam. And it turns out that the people from the orphanage can't take them because there's other stuff going on. They're busy. So they have a high priest come to take them. And the high priest is taking them to this exam. And you see this wild carriage coming along. And he's blocking their path, so they have to stay on the road. And you see it's coming straight for Iris. And so Theo pushes Iris out of the way. And then the carriage runs over Theo. And he's like bleeding out on the side of the road. So the high priest is like, well, you have to use your powers to heal him. So she uses divine powers that she like didn't know that she had to try and save Theo, and it works. But it was all a trap to get her. So now all the people who saw this happen know that she's the living goddess. And all these priests come and take her to the temple, and Theo is still passed out. And Prey, the priest, is the one who was behind all of this to get her into the temple.
I hate him.
I hate him. I hate that guy. So, I mean, I hate all the priests, kind of. In this story.
Oh, okay.
In this story.
I was like, wow, that's a gross generalization.
No. In this story, because they're all, like, they're just forcing her, like, they keep her locked in the temple.
This is a lot like When Fate Finds Us.
Yeah.
On Manta.
Yeah.
Same situation where the church is like the evil entity.
Yeah.
Interesting that they do that.
So once Iris is back, she is trying to get out. She wants to go back to be with Theo. And they force her into helping people. I mean, she wants to help people, but she doesn't want to be trapped in the temple, and she wants to be with Theo.
Yeah.
And Priest Prey says, if you help people and if you do as you're told, then you can write letters back and forth with Theo.
Ugh.
And she's like, all right, I guess that's fine for now. So she's helping all the people. She's following the rituals. She becomes the goddess. And she's interacting with Theo. And you see in one of the first letters that he sends, she's like, okay, this is Theo's handwriting, but it doesn't sound like him. And she is writing letters to him for 2 years. So 2 years go by that she's not seen Theo. She's been helping people, doing her duties. And come to find out that Theo wasn't the one writing the messages.
I mean, she kind of knew.
She kind of knew, but she ignored it because she wanted to believe that it was Theo. And it turns out that the way that she found out is because in the letters, Theo claimed to be adopted by a noble family. And then another noble family had their son get sick, and so he came to the temple to be healed. And when he was there, she asked about the noble family that Theo was adopted by, and they said there is no family by that name. And so that started to unravel things. Then she finds out that...
Does she know who's writing it?
None other than Priest Prey.
You better pray that I don't beat him up.
Okay, and this is where I get really frustrated because almost instantly she forgives him.
Bullshit.
I know. I'm just so frustrated because he's crying and she's crying, and I'm like, stop it.
Stop crying. You have magical powers.
Think
Defeat
about
him.
Theo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we see what has happened to Theo over the last 2 years. When he wakes up, he was in a dungeon, and Grace's father is
who no one knows who she is.
Yeah. Well, she is a noble. Her family is a noble family, and they are demon worshippers. So Evelyn was right. And her father Grace's father sent her to the orphanage to get Theo. and be Theo's master. So that's why she was asking. And so then you see all of their interactions from Theo's point of view, because before you didn't see it. You saw it from Iris looking on. And now you're seeing it where the first time where Iris says you need to go apologize to Grace and tell her you want to be friends, he goes over and he says, I'm coming over here and I am supposed to apologize to you because Iris wants me to, but I want you to leave her alone and stay away from her. And so you see all these things where she is saying, like, you're a demon and I want you to be my pet. And he is like, no, I belong to Iris. He says that she's his master. Aww. And so then you see, though, that unfortunately he has been, like, tortured for the last 2 years. And he has the power to escape, but he won't because he wants to find Iris again. So in his inner monologue, he's got the demon who is like speaking to him and trying to get out, because you do see that the demon is like, he is a demon, but the demon isn't him all the time. The demon is just like inside him and can come out. Okay. And so the demon is trying to get out and take control, and he won't let it because he wants to find Iris.
Stand strong, Theo.
I know. And so
fuck Prey.
I know. I hate him. I hate that guy.
And Grace.
I know. Just really fuck them all.
Except for Theo.
Except for Theo. Theo's my favorite, even though I know he's supposed to be the villain, but he's just not.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't think he is.
So, but then everyone is kind of speculating because they are shocked that Theo hasn't tried to escape or tried to bargain with the family that's holding him hostage, because they're like, he should be doing something by now. Yeah. And he's not doing anything.
They haven't broken his spirit yet.
Yeah, because of Iris. And so they keep saying the father of the family, he has an illness that's like a family line illness, and he is going to die. So he's asking for Theo to give him eternal life. And whenever he goes to talk to him, Theo says, I'm not a demon. Iris told me I'm not a demon, so I don't have to believe you when you say I'm a demon. And you see in his mind, he's thinking about when they were little, and Iris goes up to him and goes, if anyone ever calls you a demon, you come and let me know and I'll beat them up. And it's just, I mean, so cute.
Hey, Iris, can you come beat up this dying man?
Yeah, come beat up this man. So then you see that it kind of switches back. So he's kind of doing his own thing. Unfortunately, it's not good stuff. And it switches back to Iris, and you see that she has been given a guardian knight, who is a silver-haired knight.
That is my type.
He's a little beautiful. But he is trying to get Iris to go outside. And I think that he has malicious intent, but she wants to go outside because she's hoping that she'll be able to find Theo. And that's where I've left off. This story just keeps getting better. I absolutely am in love with the villain.
I mean, who wouldn't be?
I feel like you're meant to be in love with him. That's the point.
Here's the thing, though. The real villain is Prey, and we don't love him.
I don't. I'm so mad. And you know what? Honestly, I like Iris, but I am so frustrated with her. Like, the quickness with which she forgave Prey for everything that he did.
Was it out of obligation because she's this, like, magical woman?
It's a little bit like, so, okay, yeah, this is actually kind of why I hate it, is because she is empathizing with him and saying, like, yeah, he did all of these bad things, but it's only because he loves me. And I'm like, no,
He's more than the bad things.
Yeah. And, no, like, Prey loves her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, so she's forgiving Prey all of the things that he did because she says, like, he lives for me, which is kind of true. His entire purpose in life was to get her to the temple since he was a child. But
get a better purpose.
Truly. I'm just so disgusted by it. But I'm hoping that what's going to happen, I mean, I don't know.
Go to the Office of Social Security and change your name. Your destiny is not Prey.
So I thought that what was going to happen is that they were going to find themselves together, because everyone, I don't know if I said this already, but everyone in the kingdom is kind of really shocked at the bond that they have that she has fostered since they were children. And she's like, the demon and the goddess should not be this bound together. Like, he should not be so devoted to her that he would harm himself just for a chance to see her again. And so everyone is kind of thinking, like, what is going on here with that? But the really wild card is the Guardian Knight. I have no idea what's going to happen with that. So we'll see.
I hope he helps them reunite.
I don't know. I just don't trust him. But
it's the silver hair.
It's
you never know. It really is.
Yeah.
You've got like your Ruches of the world.
I know.
And then, there's the complete polar opposite.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm definitely going to keep reading this one. I love this story. It's so good. I definitely recommend it to anyone who loves isekai or demons and goddesses and all of that stuff, or romance. It's just cute.
It just sounds great, honestly. I'm really dying to see what that train ride is all about as well. So,
oh my gosh,
I'll have to give it a read.
You'll love that part. It's so funny.
I'm all about the awkward. Just make me feel as awkward as possible. Just put me in their shoes. So the one that I continued reading from our reading roulette was The Black Mirror. Probably surprising nobody because this one did have me the most excited.
Yep.
They were all really good, but The Black Mirror was like the biggest surprise to me. And I just couldn't help but binge the rest of it.
Yeah.
So this is, again, a boy love mystery. It is on Tappytoon and it's completed with 62 episodes. It was a very quick read for me personally, but I'm crazy, so not everybody can catch up as fast. But I would say give it a few days and the story really just comes together and it's a pretty quick read. So to continue on from where we left off, you do see Taejin, who's been having all of those different visions, is now living with Yeonwoo. And while they start to have these romantic feelings towards each other, Taejin starts unlocking some of these hidden memories that he's had of the house and his relationship to Yeonwoo. Like, he's able to walk through the house and notice, hey, I'm in this room, but there used to be a desk here. And he does go back up to that black door that is super mysterious. And Yeonwoo goes, aren't you going to open it? And he goes, no, I can't go in here. It's scary. And when he remembers it, he remembers that Yeonwoo was the one who was afraid of it. Like, he was shaking and shivering, and he can see back to his memories of asking Yeonwoo what was in there, and Yeonwoo stops him from entering the room. Mm-hmm. So Taejin still holds this fear of the unknown with the black room, and he leaves it alone. But they continue living with each other. They form this romantic relationship with one another. And Taejin does start to really see more of these flashbacks. So he sees that Yeonwoo's parents were trying to keep them apart and that Yeonwoo's parents were extremely abusive in general, both verbally and physically. They were just very twisted and demented people. And they were in a really high standing in their neighborhood. So they were seen as like this very prim and proper family. And of course, Taejin came from the orphanage, so he didn't really have that connection with anybody. So he was just really sad at that point in time. He just remembers all the sadness and the anger that he felt from Yeonwoo's parents trying to keep them apart, because to Taejin, that was basically the only person he had. So he realizes why Yeonwoo is so upset about Taejin losing his memories, because it seems like as children, like they were each other's lives. Like they were the only people that each other had. So you see that Yeonwoo does end up going on a business trip, and Taejin is very afraid to stay in the house by himself. He goes, I have this eerie feeling, like, please don't leave. And Yeonwoo goes, it's a week tops. I just have to fly out to the States and I'll be back. And Yeonwoo calls him while he's at the hotel, and he and Taejin are talking. And Taejin's hallucinations at this point ramp up a lot. Like, he is seeing these disembodied hands everywhere. He can't look at any reflection because his reflection is telling him terrible and awful things. And he's just slipping into a sort of madness. And so he talks to Yeonwoo and tries to keep this hidden and to himself. He doesn't want to let on how crazy he feels and how afraid he feels. And Yanwoo, kind of tries to talk him down. You see that after their phone conversation, Yanwoo looks at his reflection in the hotel window. It's like a very expansive window. And you see for the first time that Yanwoo's reflection also shows this distorted image of him with the big smile on his face, like Taejin sees of himself. And you see those disembodied hands in the reflection as well. So now you go, okay, is he having the same hallucinations? What is exactly their connection to these same hallucinations in their reflections? So as Taejin slips into that madness, he also is neglecting his studies. He's not going to his Taekwondo teachings anymore. And his Taekwondo master, who was the person who took him in, almost adopted him, but not quite. Almost just as soon as he turned 18 goes, you live with me, you're great at this, helped him to pursue his passions and took him under his wing. He scolds him for it. He's like, I don't know what's going on with you, but you need to figure this out. Like, you can't keep skipping everything. This is how you're supposed to be going through your life. Like, you're in this police academy. Figure your shit out. Mm-hmm. So Taejin is trying to get his wits about him. He keeps finding himself going up to this black door, and he can't figure out why he's so drawn to it. And he turns around and has like a scare and realizes that Yanwoo came home early because he sensed that Taejin was going to need him back home. So Taejin's just glad that he's not by himself, and he ends up getting lunch with the Taekwondo master to see how he can get himself back on the right footing. And the Taekwondo master finds out now who he's living with, and he goes, do you not know about Yanwoo's history? And so the Taekwondo master starts bringing up that Yanwoo's parents died a terrible death in the home with Yanwoo there. They go, it was Yanwoo and somebody else, and his parents were brutally murdered and gone. Mm-hmm. And you find out that they were a evaporation case. So they found like all of the blood and everything that would be there, but no body was found ever of his parents. And interestingly enough, the book that Yanwoo wrote was called Evaporation.
They're in the mirrors, right?
Who's to say?
Okay.
So he starts talking about how that happened. He also says that once Yanwoo's parents were dead, Yanwoo went into the care of his aunt and uncle, who also died tragic deaths. And he goes, death follows this guy everywhere. You cannot be around him. You have to leave him be. And Taejin is just confused because the only time he's not seeing these hallucinations and he feels the most himself is when he's with Yanwoo. So he trusts his Taekwondo master, but he's really conflicted. He doesn't really know how to go about it. And Taejin confronts Yanwoo about it. He goes home and he says, I'm hearing all this stuff. Is it true? And Yanwoo says, yeah, my parents did die. And yes, my aunt and uncle died. But did your Taekwondo master tell you that he was having an affair with my aunt and that it drove my uncle crazy? And so Taejin is now at this point where he is questioning the relationships that he has with everybody in his life.
Yeah.
He doesn't know if he can trust Yanwoo. He doesn't know if he can trust his Taekwondo master. All of the people in his police academy he thinks are his friend, but they don't really know who he is as a person. So he goes, they are friends with a fake version of me. And he just gets this identity crisis, and he decides to move out of the house to give himself more space to see if he can remember any of these memories, because he tells Yanwoo, like, I want to trust you, but you need to tell me what I'm missing. Like, I need to know what the gaps are in my memory here. And Yanwoo says, no, you have to figure it out for yourself. I can't tell you. And so that's where I'm going to leave you off. I don't want to spoil too much of the story because I know you're interested in reading this one.
Yeah.
And if I tell you much more, it's going to give it away.
Oh my gosh.
But so good. Again, it is a very quick read. So if you're into the thrillers and the mysteries, I loved this one.
It sounds so good, and you're so excited about it. I know I'm gonna have to read it.
Yeah.
But a couple, like the mirror thing reminds me of a couple of scary movies that we've seen. Oculus, and Us, which I don't know if you've seen it, but that one is super, super creepy, and it definitely has the different reflections, which, I mean, I just think about that randomly when I'm home alone sometimes, so.
You're like, maybe I won't look in the mirror today.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one makes you kind of take a double take.
Yeah.
Maybe a little spooky.
And The Door, too, that reminds me of the show that you told me to watch. Do you remember? The House on the Haunted Hill or something?
Oh, The Haunting of Hill House.
The Haunting of Hill House.
That is such a good one.
Yeah.
Honest to goodness, I love it.
What did I call it? The House on the Haunted Hill? Is that?
There's a mouse in the house. Who knows?
I don't know.
But yeah, I will say I loved this one start to finish. The mystery surrounding it was so good. And yeah, it does, interestingly enough, it kind of feels like a Black Mirror episode.
Oh, yeah.
Like watching it, it's just crazy and chaotic the entire time. So if
Love
that's your thing, I highly recommend. I will say there are other things that have us excited. I'm glad that we did the reading roulette. It was really nice to just take a break from that. I think we should do it more often. Maybe we'll play another game again soon.
Yeah.
But it's really nice, like, to not have to sit there and stare at the overwhelming list and have to pick from like the 500 series. And then half the time we're finding things outside of the list too that we're interested in. It's just a hard thing to keep up with. So it's been fun. But there are other things that are happening right now with webcomics that have us super excited. I know there are a couple of series that are having some comebacks. So what's the one on your radar?
Okay, well, I'm going to start with one that just recently came back. So A Spell for a Smith was on hiatus, and that one is now back. So I just talked about this one, so I won't go into any detail about it, but it is such a cute story. Still, I think the perfect time to read it. We're in the midst of fall, and it's a super cute fall read. So definitely catch up on this one. Now that it's back, you can read along with me.
I know. I will say, on the other end of the spectrum, not such a heartwarming story. Jinx is also coming back. It is releasing on Saturday, November 23rd. So it's coming up.
Yeah.
And there are going to be conflicting feelings about this one coming back for season 2. If you haven't read season 1 and it is something that you're wanting to read, it is on sale right now on Lizan. So you could read all of season 1 for like 5 free episodes, and then all the rest of them are discounted. So that is going to be probably the best bang for your buck to catch up on it. But this story does follow Ju Jae-kyung, who is a professional MMA fighter and boxer. And it's a boy love romance with his physical therapist and doctor.
Yeah.
All I want is justice for Kim Dan. And if you've read this series, you know what I'm talking about. I will continue reading it. It's kind of one of those hate reads.
Yeah.
That you're like, wow, this is disgusting and tragic. I need to find out what happens.
I can't stop reading, and I don't know why.
Can't stop reading, don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is coming back if that's something that you're reading and into.
All right. Well, another one that's coming back that I know we're both very excited about is I Can See Your Stats. This one has been on hiatus for a while. And where we're coming back, Era and Janu have reconnected, and Janu is going to destroy the world for Era. And Era has been given a message on his little video game screen that he must save Salath and prevent the destruction. And Janu is the destruction.
Yeah. He's definitely the dragon.
He's the dragon. And in a twist of events, there is a 18 plus version of this that is also going to be released on the same day that the original one comes back. What happened when this happened with Reunion is they dropped the entire first season of Reunion so that both the stories were on the same timeline. I'm assuming that's what's going to happen here as well.
I have a feeling we're going to be investing some gems.
I think that I will. You know what? I said I wasn't sure if I was going to do it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but we're caught in the trap.
We are.
What are we supposed to do? All they need to do is the exact same thing for the Fallen Duke and the Knight Who Hated Him, and we're right there.
Please bring back the Fallen Duke.
It's true. If anybody listening has any power over it, please. We just want that story to come back. But if it doesn't, there are a couple other stories that are coming back. We do have Superheroes of Class F as a reboot.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what that is.
Yeah. I think that it's going to be rewritten because it's the exact same description of the series. The art and the cover picture are different. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if they just went a different direction, got a different artist, and they just wanted to start the series completely over. I do know it's kind of one of those controversial things where you'll have season 1 with one artist and then season 2 comes back with a different one. And so maybe they're just trying to avoid any sort of hurt feelings by re-releasing the entire series in a new art form.
Did you see, is it going to be gym only or is it a subscription one?
It looked like it was subscription.
Okay. I wondered if that was maybe part of the reason for a reboot instead of just continuing on, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. But I am very curious. The last time that Superheroes of Class F was posted was for the season 1 finale, August 6th of 2023. So last year.
Yep.
But this one's expected to come back on December 13th. So I'm excited to see what this looks like and how we can continue forward with the series.
Yeah, we'll see. If you can't wait for any of those and you must read something that is out right now, there is a new series out called Cinderella. This one is on Webtoon, and there are only 5 episodes out right now. Very, very quick to catch up with. This is super, super cute so far. So this is about Giselle, who is best friends with Princess Cinderella, and it starts off with her at an engagement party where Cinderella is getting married to a prince. And Giselle is not happy about this because she is in love with the princess. So she doesn't want her best friend and her love to marry someone else. And so she ends up escaping from the party just because she can't stand to be there. She's kind of gotten in a fight with the princess because the princess is like, why can't you support me? And she just doesn't want to, but she can't explain why because she doesn't know how to express her feelings. So she ends up going to the circus and she runs into this girl who she thinks is a boy. Her name is Ash, and Ash tricks her into getting into a court jester's costume and steals her dress so that she can go to the ball, takes her invite and goes to the ball. She wants to kill the prince that Cinderella's supposed to be marrying.
Oh my gosh.
It's so cute. The art is really, really unique in this one. I just adore
The premise sounds very unique.
The premise is so fun so far. Like I said, very, very quick to catch up on with only 5 episodes, but I recommend it.
I'm excited. I will say that's a series that was recommended to me after finishing season 1 of The Blind Prince.
Yeah.
Which actually is my next update. If you have been reading The Blind Prince, then you know that the end of season 1 is going to be airing on November 26th. If you know no patience whatsoever like myself, you've probably already gotten a fast pass because you need to know what that cliffhanger is going to be about. And I can't wait another week. So I won't be talking about the very end of the season, but I will say that where we're leaving off has Elaine and Sebastian finally coming to terms with their relationship. You have Elaine leaving her ring that helps Charles to track her down, and she's finally leaving that chapter behind of being engaged to a boy who doesn't accept her for fully who she is. And now we see that Charles, Elaine's mother, and her friend have put the trust into the warden, who has stolen the prince's eyes and is not who he says he is. So we're going to see it all come to a close. And I already cannot wait for this series to come back for season 2. I am just dying to continue seeing it. The art, again, is continuing to be stunning. The character design is just so unique and beautiful. And the story is just so gripping. Highly recommend. You
Very
should definitely
excited.
read the end of season 1.
Yeah, and now that it's going on hiatus, perfect time to catch up.
It really is. Highly recommend.
So, something else that has recently ended is Love Jinx. This one was on hiatus for a very long time. So, just as a reminder, this one stopped publishing on July 25th, 2023. It came back on September 15th, 2024, published 4 episodes, and then ended.
Yep.
And the ending, not very satisfying.
It really wasn't.
I just went back to look at it because I couldn't even remember. And it ends, I'm not even going to describe the last 4 episodes, but I will say that it ends with Hak-young being almost run off the road by his ex, the TV star. And he gets put into a coma for a couple weeks. And when he comes back, Woojin is just like, welcome back. And that's the end.
The end.
Aren't you happy you were here?
This is another My Dear Maid situation.
Yeah, it just feels like, what did they just decide? They probably just decided they didn't want to do it anymore.
But you know what? Like,
okay,
I'd almost rather it just stay incomplete.
here's the real test, though, because as I was just looking this up, I did see Love Jinx full version is coming on is coming on Monday, November 25th.
So here's the real question. So if they're releasing a new full spicy version, and this one ends in an unsatisfactory way, is there a chance that the true story just ends with a bunch of smut that they couldn't possibly edit out?
Maybe, and it doesn't look like it's going to be gems. So I'm going to save it and we'll see. We will revisit this later and see if the story makes more sense in the full version.
Yeah, but as of right now, if you're disappointed, so are we.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing that one out there for everybody. I will say Manta has had a few releases recently that I'm either interested in reading or that I've read. So there is one called There's a Mouse in My House, not to be confused with a weird jingle that Alex sang. But this one is like a romance drama. It's ages 17 plus, and the art is just beautiful. We say it every time.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Like, that's what a webcomic is. But it is just stunning. It looks very, like, solemn almost. Like, the tone is very muted. But I'm really interested to see what this one is. Based on what I've seen in the reviews, it looks like it's going to be a tragic story. And that's right up your alley.
It is. I mean, I'll have to read it with you.
But the other one that I have read now on Manta is The Princess's Bedroom Doll. This one was confusing for me, so I just feel like I need to talk about it so that everybody's on the same page and understands, because I don't think the description does what the actual premise of the story is. Like, it doesn't give it justice.
So give us your updated description.
So, updated description is The Princess's Doll is about a gross and incestuous brother who finds out that even though he wanted to be heir to the throne, his sister, Princess Rhea, ends up getting these blue eyes passed down. It's like a trait that you develop as a child, and it's what signifies that you are going to be taking over the throne and that you hold all of this royal family power that's been passed down for centuries. And it was supposed to go to her brother, but since it went to Rhea, everyone assumes that she's going to take over the throne. She doesn't want to. And as soon as she gets the blue eyes, her brother is immediately at her throat. And kind of disgustingly goes, the way that I can hold this power is by, 1, killing off anyone who doesn't agree with me taking the throne. And 2, by marrying my sister.
Oh.
But at first he takes the route of killing off anybody who doesn't agree with what he's doing. And almost as a punishment to Rhea for getting these eyes, and out of spite that he has for her, that he won't clearly communicate. It's just this hidden rage. As he kills people, he sometimes abducts them and then says that they can be her bedroom playthings. He's been doing this for years. And really what they have to do is like brand these men with this insignia that almost seals in any power that they have and makes them obey Rhea and the powers that she holds. And once they do this, the seal that is put on these people, it kills them immediately. Like, they die within a week. Everyone's like, wow, she must be just absolutely crazy, and she works these people to the bone or whatever.
They don't know about the spells?
Yeah, they don't know.
Okay.
They just assume that she's
evil,
vicious in the bedroom, and that all of these people die at her hands. And so her brother's happy with this because it continues the fear that he wants to instill in people. Like, as long as my sister's on my side, you can't touch me. Because he'll kill these people, or you'll go to Rhea and she'll kill you too.
Yeah.
And so as he goes to defeat this other neighboring palace that doesn't align with him taking over the throne, you see that this man is chained up, and Rhea ends up biting and sucking on her own blood, and then she like feeds it to this man who's chained up and is going to be taken prisoner. And she goes, if you survive this, like, you know, I just want to see if this works. And her brother tries to stop her, but he doesn't realize what she did. So she just tries to play it off like, oh, I want this one to become my next bedroom doll. So the brother brings this man who was chained up as the bedroom doll, puts the seal on him. And you find out that in giving her blood to this man, it gives him the power to not die from this seal.
Okay.
And so they do end up forming a romantic relationship, but it's learned that the reason she's willing to form this relationship with him is in the hopes that she gave him enough of her power that he can kill her.
Aww.
Like, she hates this life. Her brother wants to marry her. It's disgusting. And she puts on all of these appearances, dresses how her brother wants, does whatever he wants. And her ultimate goal is just to escape. Like, she never asked for this and never wanted to do it in the first place.
This is like a much more horrible, twisted, the Demon Queen. The Demon Queen has a death wish. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say the art is pretty. She's pretty, and the knight who ends up becoming her bedroom doll, quote unquote, he's pretty easy on the eyes too. But it is a significantly more tragic story. It is way more toxic. The brother is just demented.
Yeah.
And overall, it was not what I expected from the description at all.
All right.
So,
well, I mean, are you going to keep reading it?
I'm probably going to keep reading it. It is one that's available for like a 17 plus as well as an 18 plus version. So you can choose whichever one's more to your taste. I do think, just based on what I've read in the 18 plus version, that you do lose a lot of the context if you don't have the intimate scenes. I haven't looked to see how the both age ratings do things differently.
Yeah.
So there is a chance that they fill in the blanks, but in the 18 plus version, it's pretty dark. So, you know, wasn't expecting it.
Well, I mean, it sounds twisted. I have another twisted story that I'm going to be reading. So you'll remember last year I read Dear Door, and I rated it pretty low on my end of year recap.
Yeah.
And I have been recently informed, we have both been recently informed by our friend Lily. Shout out to Lily.
Shout out to Lily.
That we've been missing out on Dear Door. And it makes a lot more sense once you read the full version, the 18 plus. So we're going to give it another shot.
I think we have to. And here's the thing. We've known that this is something that can happen with series.
Yeah.
Like, I've read You Get Me Going in both the all ages version as well as 18 plus. It's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah.
But you miss so much of the character development in those 18 plus scenes.
Yeah.
That you really are missing part of the story. So it only makes sense that that could be the case here too.
Yeah. We'll see. The thing is, for me, is that really my biggest qualm with this story was that it just felt like they threw in so many characters at the end that they just kept piling them on. And I was like, where are they all coming from? But we'll see. I mean, maybe with the additional context, it makes more sense having them all brought in. I don't know.
I guess we'll just have to see.
We'll find out.
We'll let you know, Lily. and everyone else. But the last note that I have for myself is that a new series is on my radar, and I'm really excited to get started on it. It is by the same artist as The Guy Upstairs, Hansa Art. So shout out to Hansa. I've read quite a few of those series. The Guy Upstairs is not continuing on Webtoon so far as we know. So it is on indefinite hiatus. And I'm hoping that's not the case. But this story is a comedy. It is called Falling in Love with My Ex-Fiance's Grandfather. I have to read it.
I mean, you have to know.
One, it's a comedy.
Yeah.
I've just been in the lighthearted mood recently. But it is a story about this 20-year-old woman who was trying to marry this man who ends up breaking her heart. And then this older woman is reincarnated into that 20-year-old's body. And she starts going after the ex-fiance's grandfather because she's an older woman now.
But wait, so she died and then came back?
And then the person that reincarnates into her body was like a 50-year-old woman.
But she had the same body?
What? Okay, so in the think in the form of an isekai book. You have the original character who's 20 years old.
Yeah.
Was engaged to somebody. They broke it off. She died of heartbreak.
Okay.
The person who reincarnates into that 20-year-old's body from a different world, whatever,
Okay.
is like a 50-year-old woman now in this 20-year-old's body.
So, but it went back in time, so she's alive again.
It's not the same person.
But it's in her body.
Okay, so but I'm trying to think.
She died, so
Okay, so think
in the life. Okay, let's say I died. My grandma comes back into my body, starts pursuing an old man.
It's not your grandma. It's a completely random person to the original character.
All right, so a random grandma comes and takes over my body. Do you think that I'm me, or do you think that I'm the grandma?
Okay. The cat was the grandma. Okay. Everyone else in the story knows her to be the 20-year-old.
Okay, that was my question.
Okay. We got there.
Okay, and on that note, I think that's all we have.
I hope that this story is as funny as that just was. Because that's what I'm hoping for. Yes, everyone in the story knows her to be the 20-year-old. However, it is a 40-year-old that was reincarnated into her body. So in spirit, she's a 40-year-old pursuing a 50-year-old man.
Yeah.
And it's totally fine and acceptable. But in real life, the ex-fiance's grandfather's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're a 20-year-old child who tried to marry my grandson.
Well, I think I'll have to read along with you. It sounds
Well, in that spirit, I do think that's all we had to talk about today.
I don't think we can handle anything else.
Probably not. But thank you all so much for joining us on this Reading Roulette recap and somewhat of a free-for-all. We hope that you're excited about some of the news that we had to share today. And if you have any exciting webcomic news for us, feel free to email us at the email in the description. Otherwise, looking forward to talking to you all on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.